Hi guys, how are we doing on this amazing day? I replaced the topic jar with a topic star. I hope we like her. But anywho, this drawing challenge is vague, but I enjoy that because I can explore more. And it's also using advice that I gave in my previous video to see if it actually works. But when I think of unfamiliar, I think about things that I have never drawn before. So I don't usually draw homes or scenery, and I can honestly say that I'm super into creating people and food most times. That's my comfort zone, and you'll see that in a lot of my doodling and regular projects as well. There are times when I get more into trying variety and try to vary my people with, adding extra eyes and limbs to make them look different. But this challenge is making me try to ignore my natural instincts and veer off in a different direction. So that's what we're going to do, starting off with this house. I can't decide what color I want it to be or if I want to leave it in grayscale. I end up leaving it in grayscale because there's a lot of little details that get totally lost when it's all colored in. But I enjoyed creating this old brick style ranch housing. The form, I've never really explored the depths of creating a house, in what kind of houses I even like. And so I was doing a bit of manifesting with this as well, because I do like the architectural choices that I did make with some of this. And so it's making me realize how I like structures like windows, doorways, entrances. I enjoy arches and round medieval windows. Although if I had something like this, I would want it to be like on a lake or next to a pond. Something I realized that I don't do enough is use references, man. I need to start using references. It's so much easier, and I wouldn't have had to sketch nearly as much as I was doing if I would have used a reference. So don't make yourself have all these weird, things in your brain about what an artist does and doesn't do, because sometimes it may prevent you from doing things like using references. So yeah. And also, not using references keeps you in a box. I feel like my art has been getting a little stale to me. Not too much, but it's just something I've been wanting to just change up a little bit. I believe that references are an artist's best friend. Even though this is one of my unfamiliar topics, it still was kind of hard for me to think of what to put in this place, because it does have 3 big window panes, and one of the areas in the back is just all window, basically. So I wanted to have a little fun designing the inside of the house, just this one room, and thinking about furniture that I also would either love to create or have made or find if it exists. But I've always kind of had this thing of and if you want to create it, because I love woodworking, but that's a lot. But I'm talking like a case that you can fit like a miniature couch inside of. Basically what I just created, that had a singular couch in it that a full adult can sit on. It had a little station where you could put like tea bags and maybe, a little coffee set, and then a bookshelf at the top and a place for you to plug in your things as well. But can you believe it, guys? We're doing it. Well, I did it. I drew myself a guy. Yes, he is a fairy, but he's like Jasper from Pearly type fairy. He's pretty cool in my opinion. I went right back to humans afterwards. I enjoyed the architectural. It was fun having like structure to what I was drawing with all the straight lines, and like I was even adding in roundness with all of the way that I like my architecture to look. So I don't know that I enjoyed the lines too much. But I had never attempted to make something really, really tiny. Thinking about how small the fairy would actually be. He's actually kind of huge, actually, in the first bit of it. But I think this is one of those drawings that I'm like semi-proud of, only because like I went all out with him and then the background just kind of fell short. So yeah, I mean, I'm not really used to drawing men, and so that's like something that I'm kind of trying to get used to doing, to also add that variety. But it is unfamiliar for me because like I'm so used to drawing these slender figures, and you can even tell by the way I made his hand and the structure of his face. Like I'm very used to drawing women, but it is nice to know that I have the ability to draw a guy. If I truly wanted to pull it out of the bag, I could do it. Not to harp on it, but a reference image would have also been great for the kind of tree that I was going for in the background. That isn't any kind of tree that's going on back there. So yeah, I am just popping back in to say, use reference images. Look outside. I have to also look on your phone. You can also go outdoors and see what kind you grew up around, see if that has brought you any inspiration over the course of your nature drawing days. Because I've never really grown up around mountains and cliffs and things like that, but they always show up in my art. But I grew up next to a lake, so water consistently shows up in my art. I am going to break the ice for anyone, or be truthful for anyone who's stuck around for this long. This picture is old. Let me be totally upfront with you. This is something that I've drawn. I think I recorded the date. I'm going to insert it here, but this was drawn so long ago. And I was so ashamed of the way that it came out that I never like put it anywhere. I never talked about it again. And it was one of my first fully completed pieces that I did on Procreate, which was really hard for me to learn how to use. So yeah. Oh, and if you're wondering who I'm watching, if you're not, that's awesome. But if you are, I'm watching Film Cooper while I'm writing the script for this video, over in the corner. But yeah, I was ashamed of him. I didn't want to release, this because of, that. I was embarrassed of what we'll probably never really understand, but I will say I am no longer ashamed. I went in and added very little to him and pretty much left him the exact same way. But for this next one, maybe you can guess it before I say it, but I wanted to do abstraction. I don't normally do abstraction at all. It's one of those forms of art that I've never really resonated with, but when I did, it looked like lines, circles, triangles, just me getting my favorite shapes down on a page. So one side is the image that I'm going for, and the other side is me literally learning what I expect from abstraction again. Like I don't even really remember what it is, and so I use some of the Procreate brushes in the abstract portion, and this is what I got. I noticed also that with abstraction, I was able to create so many. Like, if that was my actual medium that I prefer to work in, I would probably have series upon series upon series of work, because it's so easy for me to create an abstraction once I get in the hang of it. Like when I'm first starting off, it's like, what do I do again? Like, do I put an eyeball in here? Eventually I do end up doing that, but it is kind of like a scary place for me at the beginning, but once I get the hang of it, I know exactly what I expect from it. So I feel like I could have multiple of these. So shout out to those abstract patient artists who, put their all into their pieces. But yeah, this definitely isn't something that I would do. I don't know why I went for this like germy kind of look. It looks like it's been under, like we're looking at algae or something like that. So I don't really know why I chose to do that. I think I was also just enjoying this pen. I never used it before, and this was also what made it unfamiliar for me, was trying out different brushes and tools that I don't normally use to create as well. What are we thinking? How did it turn out? The scenery, the guy, I don't know. I need to find more ways to unfamiliarize myself and get into those things that I'm not normally used to drawing. And this has not done enough for me at the end of my challenge. I don't know that this has done enough for me, although I'm not following my exact rule. It's not like fish in the clouds or anything like that, so I don't know that I can judge as harshly. But no, I feel like if I follow my directions a little more, maybe use reference images, maybe didn't go for abstraction, I don't know. But not to say that it doesn't look cool. It looks cool. It's just not totally what I was expecting from the unfamiliarity. Maybe I was expecting too much from it, and please don't judge the way I pronounce that word. I don't really know how to pronounce it anyway. So yeah, I hope this was enjoyable, to a certain degree. I'll post up the final 3 at the end, and final 3 or 4. I think there's a second abstraction drawing that I enjoy a lot more than this, and I'll just let it be when it comes up, which is right now.